Hello.
So Monica's just been on a holiday.
Yep.
And not as much exercise and stuff. So lack of control with movement. Your dog wasn't there begging you for a walk a couple of times a
But I tell
day.
you what, when I came home, yes.
She was ready.
Yep.
So being still for that long, what did it do to you over the last 10 days?
It's hard to get up.
Hard to get up.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So you can feel your body's feeling stiffer and less motivated, and we'll stack in some limbs.
Because I know coming back from the walk, so we went right out to Yatla, so that's around about nearly 6,000 kilometres, 6,000 steps just in the one walk. And I know coming back, it's feeling a bit.
Yeah, Monica's knees are a bit puffy today.
You're a bit sore too.
They're a bit sore as well. So at home you're doing the Renew 28, then you're doing the Redox Gold, then you're doing Winter Green.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful. And that gives you relief?
Yeah.
For how long?
Well, it's not too bad. It's just when I move the knee back, coming down the stairs, going up and coming down the stairs.
You want your knees on an angle? Do you want your knees up?
Yeah.
And I'll put them under the mat.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Abdominal lymphatics. Okay, so what's our priority today? Okay, so we've got a deep hidden survival pattern. Is that the priority? Nope. Do you have a leaking chiron point? Nope. What about celestial circuit? Yep. Is that a priority? Nope. Oh, that's funny. Do we need more physical input? We do. Okay. So where else do we need? Okay. So how's the pelvic and lower back stability?
This hip's a little bit sore.
Okay.
But I thought it might have been because of the knee.
Well, they are definitely connected. If the hip's out, the knee's out, and vice versa, they can affect each other. Do you remember little Carol who used to work at?
Yeah.
So she once went to I can't remember whether it was a surgeon or whether it was someone who was a doctor, and she had carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
But she also had elbow problems.
Yeah.
So whenever she was walking past, she'd pop in at the clinic. If she saw me out in reception, she'd say, "Can you put my hand in?" So I'd go whip, whip, whip. You know, I'd put a shoulder in. I'd make sure. Anyway, and it always worked.
Yeah.
Would give her more relief. And then she went back to this. I think it was a surgeon one day, and he poked her in the head, sort of like Macron's wife did to him this week. Did you see pictures of that?
Yes.
Oh, bloody funny. Anyway, so the doctor poked her in the head and said, "Your shoulder does not connect to your elbow." And I thought, what a stupid thing today. If anything connects to anything, it would be a shoulder and an elbow.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. This won't go up till next week because I've been banned off YouTube for a couple of weeks.
Okay, that's fine.
And just hit 20,000 subscribers and 10 million views.
Oh wow, that's why.
That's pretty fun. Yeah,
You're doing too good.
Yeah, they go. Oh, can't let her have an audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need anything else? Oh, something with your lower back as well. Let me check. So, what have you eaten today so far?
Protein bar.
Okay. Hold into your hip for me. Hold. Yep, so your blood sugar's nice and stable. I'll ask the body in relation to hip and lower back stability. Hold in nice and strong. Hold in nice and strong. So that muscle has a pancreas thing to say, yep, your pancreas is happy.
Yeah.
But the right side isn't as strong enough to hold your right hip into place.
Yeah.
So that one's overworking, which is putting pressure here, which,
Yeah.
So it sort of makes sense that it's on this side.
Well, last night that thing at the back here.
Yeah,
You've
right.
got a name for it, but I can't never remember.
The rhomboids?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we'll check it out as well. That can be related to liver, which is externalized rage, anger, frustration as well. Hold in. Oh no, it's internalized. You're more an internalizer.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to have people like me you can have a rant to every now and again, so we don't go crazily out there into the world. Hold in, I'm pulling up and out. Okay.
You are.
So that one didn't work. And hold in. Oh,
Geez, the left side seems to be a lot better than the right side.
yeah, so that's the rhomboid on the right.
Yeah.
Liver, so let's check the liver as well. Is it just the muscle or is it the organ? Seems to be more. And that right side, that's the masculine doing. Yeah, right. And you had to sit down for 10 days and not do. Hold yourself back.
Yeah, no.
That's funny.
Put a chicken coop together.
Sorry?
We put a chicken coop together.
Yeah, right. Nice.
On the way back, she went to Bunnings and got it, and the next day we put it together.
Yeah, it was a private video they threw me off for as well.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Can't even send private stuff if it,
Okay.
upsets their misinformation.
So only the person that you were sending it to could see it?
He couldn't see it because they removed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
what I mean.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hold in for me. So then I had to work out how to, because I'm not a tech. I'm not that tech savvy.
Yeah.
So I ended up finding a way of doing it anyway. It is pretty funny because I don't charge a lot extra.
Yeah.
And then I just go, oh my God, this spent me 4 or 5 hours, extra hours just to
Just to do it.
sort out the shenanigans. Pain in the butt. Pain in the butt and a bottle of wine later. Jay said, do you think she'll say, how much are they drinking these days?
Oh, good luck to you.
Do you need any more physical stuff? What else has been playing up, Ernie?
No. Oh, when I got to the train, the ankle here,
Yep.
and I put the gold on it straight away
Yep.
in the train, and it was good.
Okay, we'll just make sure the ankle's in place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tootsies, hold. Oh yeah, right. Hold. Well, they're not fabulous, so let's just make sure they're sitting in their correct positions. I saw a stat the other day that the young people in Australia between 5 and 40 have got the fastest rates of cancers in the world.
5 and 40.
Between 5 and 40.
Wow.
We must be very compliant. One of Teddy's little friends been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Oh, darling. She's getting used to doing her own needles and taking her levels, and she's got the little thing on her arm to buzzer.
So what, she'd only be about 7?
Mm-hmm.
Darn.
And she's not, you look at her and she doesn't look unhealthy, if you know what I mean. So there's no obesity or anything going on there. I've chatted to her mum, they've got no idea what might have triggered it. She is a kid who's a very, probably diet, actually.
Okay. But type 1 you can't get rid of, can you?
Well, yeah, so at the very least, those cells in the pancreas are totally exhausted. So if they're exhausted, there have been studies with things like gymnema, which is an Indian sugar killer. It's in things like the Resist X and stuff like that. So gymnema is called the Indian sugar killer. So it changes your taste buds over a period of time so that you don't need as much sugar.
Okay. No, I'm pretty good at, it's just the cakes.
Just the cakes.
Like, I don't have them all that often, but yeah, it's still really...
But again, you can make ketogenic cakes.
Yeah, I know.
So
why aren't you doing it?
why aren't you doing it? You need a good recipe?
I've got to do my keto, but I can't find my keto book at the moment.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what I've done with it. I thought it was beside my chair, but it's not there.
I must ask David where there's a packet of egg white powder.
Okay.
You haven't seen that? No. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure he's put it somewhere sensible. So I ordered a couple of them to make bread with.
Okay.
So that's the recipe. That's a cup of egg white powder, a cup of protein powder, and a cup of water. Blend them, stick them in a thing, stick it in the oven.
Really?
So high protein, obviously really good nutrition with the egg whites.
Yeah.
And then you've got your protein without guilt.
Egg whites, protein powder, what was the other thing?
Egg white, well, the recipe was a cup of egg white powder. I'm sure there's a way to do it with egg whites, but I don't know what the equivalent would be. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a cup of water, a cup of egg white powder, and a cup of protein powder. So this is my friend Linda from New Zealand. So she said if she wants something more, because for her she's got high oxalates, so she needs to be careful of oxalates. But if she feels like something sweet, she just adds a bit of xylitol or stevia with some cacao, so makes it chocolate.
Yeah.
Or if she wants it, with some raisins in, or
Yeah.
but it's a good start. Anyway, I've bought the egg white powder and then haven't eyeballed it to actually make some bread.
Okay. Let me know how it turns out, and I'll probably get it off you.
Have you been sleeping since you've been back?
Last night I slept like a log. The night before, it's 3 o'clock. I still saw the clock.
Thinking? Saving the world?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was
When did you get home?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Then yesterday I was tired all day and didn't want to do anything. So I ate a bit yesterday.
Yeah, right. So again, your VLA really wasn't too bad today then.
That's right.
Well done.
I was thinking if I hadn't have done yesterday, well, it would have been perfect.
Look, it was within, anyway, it was pretty bloody good.
I had a pastry, salmon pastry, and I had sushi. Oh, and a wrap. Wrap wasn't a burger, it was a wrap.
Yeah, we've got our favourite little Japanese restaurant. And last night, one of the meals that we thought was going to be quite high protein was actually really solidly wrapped in rice.
Oh, okay.
So it was 90% carbohydrates and sticky, it's got that sticky sweet stuff on it. So anyway, we were both up half a kilo today, which wasn't a surprise. Wasn't the half a bottle of wine we drank when we got home.
No.
Well, if we eat Japanese and have a glass of wine, it doesn't normally raise us half. You know, that's
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be very inflammatory for us.
Yeah.
But as soon as we saw the amount of rice, we went, "Ooh, hello."
Had some rice before I left, which I haven't had rice for ages.
Hold. Interesting.
I don't know, it's a bit so much, isn't it?
And hold. Yeah, it's not quite in the socket properly. So yeah, so your celestial circuit's out on the right. So how's your friend's health that you just went to visit?
Yeah, she had the breast cancer,
Oh yeah.
and she had a melanoma on her leg, had that cut out and it was fine.
Yeah.
Apart from that, bit about, well, her knees are really sore,
Yeah.
so,
One of my clients, she's had breast cancer and liver cancer in the last couple of years, and she's taking a whole bunch of supplements, but the most recent ones she got me to get in for her, she's going to start on methylene blue and mistletoe. So the herb mistletoe, here in Australia, we weren't allowed to have it for about 20 years.
oh yeah,
Turns
it's
yeah,
good for you.
exactly. Turns out that in Europe, they've been using it for decades as one of their standard, most favourite herbs
Oh really?
for all sorts of cancers.
No, you don't
I
want to skip
know.
that.
So David yesterday, he's going to experiment because his little tumour here seems to be gone. But because he used that chemo cream, you know, which of course can destroy cells within as well. So he's going to use a combination of methylene blue and golden seal and mistletoe on all of his little open wounds, you know, every day.
Yeah.
And already within when he put the methylene blue on them, they already started to close up, so he knows that it was doing some good.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's his little plan for the next little while.
This is David.
Yeah, my brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So he's
Because there's 3 Davids.
there's Davids everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, but celebrating the little wins at the moment when health is so hard to turn around is a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
So what was your favourite day when you were up on your holiday?
Oh, the one we went to Townsville.
Yeah, nice. How long since you've been? Oh, did you go last year to Townsville?
Well, it was October. It was only 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
But leaving it 12 months. I think it won't tell me.
What won't let you?
My little girl.
Oh, yeah.
You should have seen last night when I was going to the meditation. She's standing there as if to say, where the hell do you think you're going? It's supposed to be walking time. She stood there with the expression, what about me?
Oh, we bought some bikes since we saw you last.
Yeah, that's what apparently you were doing when I came here.
Ah, right, cool. And then we've changed the seats, and we've added phone holders.
Oh, okay.
And hold, beautiful.
Oh, that's better.
And hold.
I tried.
Yeah, the brain's a
It
bit
just doesn't wanna do
kerfuffled.
it.
It's going, I'm tired.
So it's the brain that's doing it, not the arms.
Oh, it's a bit, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the brain I'm asking
Yeah,
about.
okay.
Yeah. So just rewiring, because there's a hidden deep survival pattern in there, and because that doing side, and like when we're used to doing stuff and then you go somewhere and you can't, or you don't, or you choose to be a good guest.
Yeah.
It's it's inside your brain that's happening as well, because you're trying to calm the brain the whole time to not be doing.
Did a lot of thinking.
You're good at that when you've got busy stuff like mowing and.
I didn't mind mine now.
Good. Yeah, Doug was hospitalised the other night with fluid on his lungs, which is usually the left ventricle of the heart not working.
Oh, okay.
He gets the pneumonia jab every year, so you know it can't be that.
Just can't always think.
Yeah, his son came down yesterday, which is great because he was hospitalised. When was the last time he was in hospital for something? Maybe 6 months ago. Neither of his kids went to visit him in hospital. I was so cranky. Because he had, it was something that could easily have gone bad. I can't remember what it was.
So what's he now?
95.
I thought he was 95.
He's still hoping to not only hit 100, but his uncles died at 109 and 111.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
But he's one of the last left out of 12 kids,
Yeah.
and he's one of the oldest.
Wow. Like when I last saw him, he was pretty good for his age, really.
Yeah. I think he's getting a bit lazier on his physio, and but he hops in his little scooter and that sort of thing. He could sit at home, or he might as well go for a drive.
Yeah.
So he sticks. He's got a little spot where Archie, his chihuahua, can sit.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And off they go.
Yes, well, that's what I'm going to do.
So he chucks his walking trolley at the back, Archie at his feet, off he goes. Because just one of my clients who died last week, they sort of, they punish, it's probably the wrong word. I'm sure they don't mean to punish, but if someone calls out too much, they just shut the door and put down the blinds and leave them in their rooms for hours on end to try to, it's like swatting them on the nose to make them behave themselves. So the amount of times his wife would turn up and it'd be 3 o'clock in the afternoon and still in jammies and blinds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, blinds. Anyway, so he ended up. Yeah, because even the wrong sitting up angle in hospital can cause pneumonia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they've got to be careful with the tainted blood supply these days, which he had a transfusion with. So it's all a bit scary. Needing intervention.
But wasn't he the one that she wanted to bring him home and they wouldn't let him come home? Yeah.
Absolutely. She fought him for months. No, and one of my ladies was telling me that her son has been taken away by the police because he had an outburst and the neighbours called, and now it looks like public trustee is getting, and he's only like 40, and public trustee is getting involved, selling off all of his stuff, and I'm thinking, at what point, he's not dead, so if his will's with public trustee and you're alive, how can they do that? But it happened to that, another little old lady of mine who was about 90.
Oh, they take over your.
Yeah, how do they take over before you're. Like, it's so scary that they can do that.
Because my sister's with public trustees, and I pulled up here one day, and they rang me and said, virtually I wasn't allowed to see her. So I didn't see her for a long time, and then a nurse that was looking after her rang and said that Bernie was asking after me, and I said, well, trustees told me I wasn't allowed to see her anymore. And she said, oh, I'll find out. Never got back to me. Anyway, then her son.
How could that be a reason? How could that be a thing that you're not allowed to see your sister? Crazy. It wasn't during COVID.
No, it's 50 years ago. COVID wasn't even thought about.
I bet they were thinking about it. They've been thinking about those shenanigans for a long, long time. Good. Okay, so I think that little survival pattern and hold. Good. Let's check these little ankle bones. Okay, so let's find out about metabolic health. So your cellular energy, creating a beautiful amount of hormones and enzymes, keeping your body ticking over, and your mitochondrial challenges with low muscle quality, low muscle tone. Oh yeah, so getting that mood. So you're feeling bright and enthusiastic and ready to face the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's another deep hidden survival pattern, but in relation to the combination of things, we need to find out what your map of consciousness is doing.
Okay.
Where are we at? Okay. So the starting point is 250, which is trust, which, let me ask, at the beginning of the session, or at the beginning of today. Okay. Were we still at 250? Were we higher? Were we lower? So 250, 200, 175, 150, 125, 100, 100. Okay.
So I got more trust over the day.
Yeah. Could even be just the last half hour, but yeah, which is good because you've been on the mat as well, which does a whole bunch of clearing. Yeah. So you were 100 when you arrived today, and now it's 250. So that's a really nice shift in consciousness. And the 100 is fear, withdrawal, anxiety, that sort of thing. And your holiday was much better, but I'd never do 10 days again. So there's right. Anyway, so that's cool.
Well, Sunday, I didn't really want to go. And I was leaving on Monday.
Yeah.
But I had a whole heap of supplements.
Well done.
Didn't have to take much. Really that
Inflamood?
Yeah, that's one I took most of.
Yeah, David feels it within 20 minutes.
Because out here that day I had a headache, and you gave me it. By the time you had a coffee, I was fine. And I thought, oh, well, if I feel anything, take some of those.
Nice.
So I nearly had a bottle of those. I've had about, about 40 of them I would have taken. Awesome. Now that's good for me.
That's great.
It's not doing it.
Yeah. So this is the combo.
Okay.
Of the energy, the moods, the metabolism, and so there's survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival. Okay, where do we need to go? What? Okay, so the first little area in the brain showing up is the orbitofrontal cortex, so it's about conflict. Like on the Sunday, should I, shouldn't, shouldn't I? Will I, won't I?
Because I'm still saying to her, I don't really want to go. I've got to go, but I don't want to go. It was because of last year.
Yeah.
You know, it was such a hard time. But I still think it's the girl that went with me.
Yeah.
From down here.
Yeah.
Because the two of us, we got all right.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
we'll go back again, but not 10 days. 10 days sitting around now.
Well, if it was 10 days, you just do some other stuff.
Yeah. I'd go for a walk every second day. Just go for a walk. Because now I know where the city part is. Because when I went up to the lookout, I could actually see where places were.
Oh, okay.
So instead of turn left, you just got to turn right. And you can go down there.
Well, that's what our mutual friend did with her second trip with the same lady this year.
Yeah.
So I said to her, don't forget the trams are 50 cents now.
That's right.
So if you want to get out of the apartment and get some, then go out and hop on the train.
Yeah.
And she said, I don't know how to do it. And I said, do some research before you go so you know how to do it. It's 50 cents. Anyway, she did.
Yeah. Because that's why I came home and I thought, well, because I was thinking, she's tired the next day after she comes into Townsville. And I'm thinking, well, if I can find out if there's a bus that goes.
Yeah.
Get a plane, get a bus, and then she can bring me in coming back because it's something like 6 o'clock at night. Well, no, I don't want to be travelling at night because I miss the trains here.
Yeah. And if you had have gone for walks every day and had a little bit more freedom, probably wouldn't have felt too long then.
No, I was missing Sakara.
Oh, right, okay.
It was getting towards, I think 7 days, and then I started to think, I want to be home.
Yeah, okay.
Because like she's got a dog who just lies around, well, it's got cancer, but I'm thinking Karisma's probably sitting around because she's, because I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I won't let other people take her for a walk because of the cancer. She's got a thing with her, and if she does anything wrong, she's put down. It wasn't her fault in the first place. Try telling them that.
Do you think there's always been so much control in the medical system in Australia? And we just haven't paid attention to it till...
Well, since I've known you, yes, they control everything that you do.
I heard a rule of thumb here certainly here in Queensland, which is 555. If someone goes to hospital, the aim is, if you're over 55, to have 5 medications that you leave with.
Really?
Like a rule of thumb, yeah. And I don't know if that's true, but certainly the doctor who was telling me said it was true.
Well, I was looking after a lady that she'd had a lot of operation, and she lived in the retirement village behind me, and the owners rang me and asked me if I'd like to look after her. Just cooking some meals and going to see her daily and stuff like that. And her and I became really best mates. And she's a rose in my garden and it's out today.
Mm.
And the other one I looked after, she's out too. So, yeah.
Got any lunches or catch-ups organised?
I've got to get the deck finished first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I'm
that'll
going
be.
to the theatre Wednesday.
Yep.
Ravenstone, Rex and Miss Monica. It's supposed to be comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Monica is part of the name.
Yeah. It's got Georgia Parker in it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So yeah. Going Wednesday to that. But I'm going by myself.
Well, Les Mis was amazing the other night. And I was on Tuesday, or maybe it was Monday, someone told me it wasn't a play, that it was a concert.
Okay.
So then my brain went, how much money did I pay for this? Anyway, so I didn't know it was going to be a concert.
Yeah.
And when Carmel rang me up and asked if I was excited, because she loves Les Mis, it's her favourite musical.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, it'll be fine. And she said, what do you mean it'll be fine? You know, no one says it'll be fine if you're going to Les Mis. And I said, well, it's not quite what we thought it was. It's a concert, not a thing. Anyway, then she just loves it so much. She said, well, even if it's just a concert, I'm going to love it. But it was spectacular.
Yeah.
And the two guys who played Jean Valjean and Chauvelin. Anyway, the two main guys who hate each other. They they were brilliant. Like, it was actually quite brilliant.
Yeah.
So she's taking Sterling tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
For the nighttime one, because guess who else was in it? You know, Little Britain?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So there's the tall one and then the short bald one?
Yeah.
The short bald one was in it.
Oh, wow.
He was the innkeeper. So that was great. Matt Lucas.
Yeah.
So
I
he's
was talking about it on the radio this morning and they gave him 5 stars.
Yeah, so that was a bonus because Matt Lucas came out and I'm looking at him going, I know that face, but he's half the size he was, because we saw Little Britain when they came to Australia like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And with, maybe it's longer, maybe it's 20 years ago, who knows. But we took Blaze and laughed our butts off. So inappropriate and naughty and fantastically funny. But yeah, so anyway, so that was a real bonus having him in there. And he threw out a few Little Britain liners, throughout, just little tiny things that if you didn't know Little Britain, you wouldn't have known. But that's always cool when they've got that little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
Now your shoulders. Have your shoulders and have they been a bit sore?
No, I haven't been doing the towel thing.
Yeah, right. So when do you see Sean again?
About the 16th.
Oh yeah.
Middle of the month.
So the 15th and 14th you'll do your towel.
Yeah. I haven't even used the massage since I came back by.
Yeah, right. Oh look, keep up the renewing the gold.
Oh, I was amazed how good it, like it, especially on coming back and I did my ankle. I thought, oh, I can walk miles now. I'm glad the train was running late.
Where'd you get the train from to?
From the airport to Beamer.
50 cents?
No, because out the airport it's $12.50.
Ghost train. Used to be heaps more. Remember when they built it like 30 years ago? I think at the time it was
$25.
25.
Yeah, $25. Yeah, but because they did the 50-cent ones, they were trying to get it lower, and they end up getting it up. So,
$12.50 I'd probably pay.
Yeah, Translink said that they'd put more money on my card, and then the next time I get on the train, they put more money on the card, but yeah, it's $20, so
right.
Yeah. 12 and 12, 24, so. Yeah, when I finish, $18 left on it, so. Because it adds when it gets down to 5. Yeah, I've got the automatic top up.
Yeah, we'll have to find ours. Let's go into your immune system and just remind the body to behave, to calm down. So you didn't eat a lot of crap while you were away by the sound of it. Well done.
Because she doesn't really eat. Maltesers was about the worst we went. Because we kept looking at this ad and it was old gold chocolate, and they'd eat some and then the packet looked like it was full again. I says, my packet of chocolate doesn't go like that. Because I remember you, when I first came to you, how much do you eat of chocolate? Just one piece? And I said, 1 piece, 1 block. So easy to eat chocolate.
It's so easy to eat chocolate.
Only I don't buy it very often.
Yeah, the potato chips we buy, they don't have any nasty vegetable oils in them. They've just got olive oil and salt and potatoes, and you know, just have a packet here and there. I accidentally ordered 24 packets this week.
Oh, okay.
So 2 big boxes arrived yesterday.
Oh,
And I thought, what are these? Can't trust online apps.
How big's the packet?
Oh, 200 grams.
Oh, okay. Oh, two. Okay, it's a big packet.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny. Okay, good. Okay, we're next. So let's go back and recheck the adrenals again. Survival. Deep survival.
It's working a bit better now.
Hit and deep, well, that's much better. Okay. So how motivated are you to feeling good in your body?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I've got things planned now.
Excellent.
Not staying bed.
100% motivated.
Yes. I'll be motivated to shift all that stuff tomorrow.
What are you shifting tomorrow?
Oh, there's a whole heap of garden stuff underneath the deck.
Ah,
So-
yes.
I've got it all loaded up into Tara's old house, so I've got to empty it so I can move it. So
There's an energy mismatch at the moment to being motivated. You must have had too good a holiday.
oh, okay.
Switched off your motivation. And you know, doesn't matter. Did you read any books or anything?
No. I play games on my iPad.
What sort of games do you like?
Motion.
Yeah, right. I've got a
And Amanda showed me how to put the internet on through my phone.
Yeah.
So every couple of days I put update. Because you can play it, but there's certain games that I play that's part of the internet. And if you don't do that, you get knocked off.
Oh.
If you haven't done anything in 7 days, you get knocked off. I got knocked off the last time I was away.
Yeah, right.
So I said to Meta, show me how to do it. And so I only put it on for, just to say that I've been on there.
body's doing its thing. Yeah, so the new bath has now been used once.
Oh, okay.
Monday morning with Teddy.
Okay.
Or Tuesday morning, whenever it was.
Yeah. I'll start it next week.
Okay. Let's tweak these little ankles.
Must admit, flights up and down were really good. I had nice people sitting next to me, so it was really good.
Beautiful. Yeah, right. We've got our trip to the Northern Lights at Christmas. It's for a week or whatever it is.
Leave Boxing Day, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to ring up, and we were gun shy because of the price we were spending already, even though that was less than half price of the previous, sort of organised thing we were doing. Anyway, whatever. And but one of the things we didn't do was choose the better airline, and now I'm thinking we need to choose the better airline.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might have 10 stops instead of 2 or something like that.
We came back on a Fokker plane.
Oh yeah.
We land and it was delayed coming in, so then so we were late leaving, and then when we got here, we've got to wait for someone to come to clear us. Didn't they see us fly in? Didn't they see us land? I feel good now.
Nice. Hold. Good. And that compression. Hold. Oh, hello. Hold. Okay. Hold. Right. So the ligaments and tendons are all a bit unhappy without having done your 20,000 steps every day. Breathe in, breathe out and push. And breathe in and relax. Breathe out and push. And breathe in and relax. Breathe out and push. People going through cancer should really be told the sort of inflammatory things in our life, shouldn't they? Sitting on computer screens and not exercising and not getting enough sunshine, not going for walks, it's sort of like there should be a list of 30 or 40 lifestyle things that if people implemented, one a week, that they could start getting a bit of another perspective going. And again, breathe in, breathe out and push. Now this time I'm going to pull on the leg. I want you to pull back towards your body. Breathe in. No, relax. Breathe in. Breathe out, back and pull. That's it. And breathe in and relax. Breathe out and pull back. And breathe in and relax. Breathe out and pull back.
Doesn't move there, right?
No, it doesn't. Breathe in, breathe out and pull. And breathe in, breathe out and pull. And breathe in, breathe out and pull.
What does that do?
So, because when we've been sitting and or just not moving, sometimes the ligaments and tendons start to bunch up. You know, they're not as flexible.
Yeah.
So this one here, that's asking if the ligaments and tendons in these 3 sets of joints, how do they feel about that pressure? And it was unlocking before, so they don't like it.
Yeah.
Because you haven't done it for a week.
Yeah.
And with the stretching, you know, it's sort of asking how much flexibility is there in the connective tissue. So if there's not a lot of flexibility and we give it a stretch and it unlocks, the flexibility isn't there because we haven't had the circulation and moving and hold. Good.
Give me time to think though. You know, like I'm complaining a bit that I wasn't moving, but there was lots going around in my head, and you know, I've made notes now and stuff. And we're going to go for drives.
Excellent.
I think she'll like that too.
So motivation, and hold. In relation to getting your health up on top, first and foremost. And hold. In relation to looking after that beautiful girl of yours. And hold.
Oh, that one better be right.
Beautiful, there you go.
Oh, thank you all.
So the mat, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
So then with the hub, you can imagine it's a whole experience.
Yeah. Oh, the hub is the...
Do you want me to put it on you so you can feel it?
Yeah, okay.
So firstly, we have the little vagal nerve stimulators. So these little guys sit on your ear. Then we put on the eye goggles. And lift your head. Beautiful. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then we pop on the headphones. Yep. So then when it goes on, it feels like
Yeah.
so you've got the light,
Yeah.
got sound,
Yeah.
yeah. So it recreates new neuronal brain pathways.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know about you, but that's how it feels to me with that white light in there.
Yeah.
You can imagine that for 30 minutes. What it's doing is clearing out all the clutter in our brain.
Oh, okay.
And you can also have your...
There's coloured lights as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can also have your frequencies from your scan in the background simultaneously, you know, so the music. So you can have that running in the background as well. But anyway, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Different patterns in the light too.
Yeah, so considering it's pure white light and nothing else, that's our brain, how it's seeing the white light.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit of fun.
Very neat.
Yeah, so I'm good at setting myself up, and I'm happy to teach you how to set yourself up if you ever need a treatment.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm also happy to set you up.
Okay.
Beautiful. Yeah. Excellent. So how you feeling?
I feel really good, thank you. Phone call tonight?
Yay!
Yes.
Thanks,
Okay, thank
everyone.
you. See you next
Bye.
time.